Hello and happy recess. Welcome to the Coalition for Health Funding vlog space. My name is Emily Holubowich. I'm Executive Director of the Coalition for Health Funding. And today's vlog, I'm going to be getting you ready for action in the Senate next week. Again, feels weird since it is August, but indeed, the Senate plans to vote on a standalone funding bill for the Departments of Labor, Health and Human Services, and Education next Wednesday. It's the first time the Labor HHS bill has been on the floor since 2007. It's also the first time the bill has ever been paired with the defense spending bill as a minibus, which is actually pretty interesting that it's never happened before. Defense is one of the easiest bills to pass. Labor HHS is one of the hardest bills to pass. So pairing them together strategically really makes sense. It also makes sense because health security is national security. So the defense labor HHS pairing is really a very natural one. So since it's been a while since we've seen this happen in the Senate, what can we expect? Senate Appropriations Committee Chairman Richard Shelby will call up the House-passed defense bill by its number, H.R. 6157, and ask for its immediate consideration. The chairman will then move to strike all of the enacting clause and insert a substitute, which will consist of the Senate full committee's version of the defense and labor HHS spending bills. After that, he'll state the hours set aside for the debate, probably 30 hours, and then he, Senate Appropriations Committee Vice Chairman Patrick Leahy, and the relevant Democrats will make their statements. The rest of the debate will proceed like any other appropriations bill, running through the amendments. It's worth noting that the Senate's labor HHS bill is bipartisan. It was reported out of the committee on a 30-to-1 vote, but that doesn't mean Senators resist temptation to push for their political amendments. We know this will happen. What we don't know is what they are, how many there'll be, or how they'll be handled. But we can suspect, I think, some of the usual suspects. Amendments related to Planned Parenthood and family planning, the Affordable Care Act, gun violence research funding, and now more recently, the reunification of children and families separated under the administration's zero-tolerance immigration policy that's creating a public health crisis at our southern border. Nevertheless, I do expect this minibus to pass, and from there, it's hard to see how the House considers labor HHS on the floor before the end of the fiscal year, if at all. The House bill is just too different. Its allocation is lower. It includes partisan items like prohibition of ACA funding, elimination of Title X family planning funding, and many controversial, politically motivated policy riders. It's also generally just hard to move the labor HHS bill through the House because of its size. It is the largest of the non-defense discretionary bills, and therefore, for several lawmakers, particularly in the conservative wing of the Republican Party, it's just a very, very hard vote to take. So I think, especially coming up on the elections, Speaker Ryan will likely want to spare his members from having to take that difficult vote. In any event, get ready for a wild ride starting in the Senate next Wednesday, and you're going to want to buckle in because it's a marathon, not a sprint. This consideration could go on for as much as 2 weeks. The Coalition for Health Funding and myself will be covering this, so we hope you'll stay in touch with us, following us on Twitter @HealthFunding or on Instagram @Coalition for Health Funding. So thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next time.